Hi everyone, my name is Leanne and today I'm going to be bringing you my to be read pile for Non-Fiction November. If you don't know what Non-Fiction November is, it is basically a reading initiative where you are encouraged to read more non-fiction than you normally would. I will leave all of the information and announcement videos linked down below in the description so you can find out more about the readathon and maybe get some recommendations as well if you are looking to participate. As I said, the idea is just to read more non-fiction than you normally would, so if you don't normally read any non-fiction, maybe just 1 or 2 books in November. I tend to read quite a bit of non-fiction. I wouldn't say tons, but it's a decent percentage of my reading, so I'm gonna try and read even more non-fiction in November. I found myself really drawn to non-fiction in recent months, and I am gonna do a full video where I talk about how my reading has changed during the pandemic, and I think that kind of feeds into it. There are 4 prompts for the readathon, and you can completely ignore those prompts if you want, or you can use them as a way of kind of guiding your reading. I have picked out 2 books for each of the prompts, and I am gonna try and read all of these books, but I am gonna be doing quite a bit of mood reading during the month. Like, I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to read these books specifically. I have plenty of other non-fiction books on my shelves which I could also read. What I really love about the prompts for Non-Fiction November as well is that they're really open to interpretation, and you're going to see how I've interpreted some of these. So the first prompt is time. The first book I've picked out for this prompt is Daily Rituals, Women at Work by Mason Curry. This is a really beautiful looking book that is basically about women throughout history and their daily routines, the life choices they made, how they found their success, and of course it's about daily rituals, the times of day these women might have done certain things, and there's also a clock on the cover, so it perfectly suits for time. I've also picked out a book that is about time that I've read because it's been on my TBR for quite a while, and that is When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. This is a memoir about a doctor who became a patient and his experiences of that. I don't really know too much about it other than that. I know people have said that it's really moving, and I think in the times that we are in, as well as this being a book that has been on my TBR for a long time, reading about healthcare professionals and what they go through and their experiences I think is really important. The next prompt is movement, and I have interpreted this in 2 different ways. Firstly, I'm planning on reading The Mixer by Michael Cox. This is a book all about football tactics. I don't feel like there are many people who watch this channel who are also interested in football tactics, but I really am. Obviously, this is quite a literal interpretation of the word movement. I also have Decolonizing the University, which is published by Pluto Press, who are publishers that I discovered this year after the resurgence of conversations around the Black Lives Matter movement. They publish a lot of political, liberal, left-leaning kinds of books, and this is a book I've seen recommended quite a lot in the past few months for people who want to learn about the history of universities and how they can be quite steeped in prejudice, the racial prejudices that run deep into the roots of these universities, and how we can decolonize them. This is quite an academic one, I think, so it might be one that will take me a few sittings to fully wrap my head around. The next prompt is the word buzz, and lots of people are interpreting this in different ways. Maybe it's a book that has had a lot of buzz around it. Maybe it's a book about bees. Where did my mind go when I heard the word buzz? Sex toys. That's where my mind went. You say the word buzz and I'm thinking about vibrators. And I have 2 books that are about the same topic that I am reading for a little reading project that I'm doing. I still don't know if that video is gonna see the light of day, but if it does, you can look forward to it. So yeah, both of these books are about the orgasm gap. And the orgasm gap is basically that people with penises have more orgasms than people with vaginas, despite the fact that we can have multiple. So I have Are You Coming by Laura Hidinga. This one comes out next year. It comes out in February. And I also have More Orgasms Please by the Hotbed Collective. I have already read this one, so it's gonna be a reread for me. And obviously, you know, for a lot of women, the buzz from a sex toy helps them bridge the orgasm gap. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. You get where I'm thinking. Okay, I'm done. Okay, let's move on from that one. And the final prompt is discovery. The first book I have for this prompt is Sex Robots and Vegan Meat by Jenny Kleeman. Oh fuck, I'm back on sex toys. Shit. I've committed now. There's no going back. This isn't just about sex robots. It's about lots of different things. Jenny Kleeman is a journalist, and in this book she is exploring a lot of new scientific developments that are on the brink or already have changed our lives. It's like Black Mirror, but non-fiction. So of course, along the way, she's going to be discovering a lot of stuff, and me, along the way of reading this book, I'm also going to discover those things. I'm also going to be reading Loud Black Girls, which is a collection of 20 essays from Black writers, and I think I'm going to know some of the voices in this book, people I've heard of before, but I also think there's going to be a lot of people included in this collection that I've never heard about before, and I'm going to discover their writing through this book. So there we have it. This is my TBR for Non-Fiction November. As I said, I may not stick to all of these books. I may do some swapping in and out of other books. We'll see. And I will be doing a video video where I talk you through my entire non-fiction TBR as well. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, or if you're participating in Non-Fiction November, let me know what you are particularly excited to read. Non-Fiction November is one of my favourite readathons on BookTube, so I'm so excited to participate, and a huge thank you to all of the hosts for running such an amazing readathon every year. That's all I'm going to talk about today. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you in my next video.